Heyo, what is up guys? Nucci here with a brand new game mode you can play with your friends. And if you don't have any friends, you can play with us. So join the Noble Team Discord to play with us and we'll play with you. Because this game mode, I'm not going to lie, it's very, very fun. We've probably stayed up till 2 a.m. the past couple nights playing this game mode, just having a blast. Honestly, it's not something I've experienced since the OG Halo 3 days of playing custom games, staying up all night, playing a game mode. So very refreshing, very fun game mode. So let's jump right into it. The name of the game is
Ungoy Onslaught.
Jumping right into it. What is the game? It's basically a horde zombie game. If you've ever played any zombie game before, you'll know how zombie games go. If you haven't, pretty straightforward. There's zombies, there's survivors. Zombie team is the red team, survivors are the blue team. Zombie team is all Yap Yap players, and you'll see why momentarily. So the survivors basically are the heroes in the game. We're talking about the Honor Guard, Aatrox's Chosen, the Spartans and whatnot. So for this game mode, Decimus and Omega Team, they count as heroes, so you can use them. You can use their drops once and only once, and if they die, they're dead. So just like a zombie apocalypse. So let's talk about the setup. Setup of the game is very straightforward. You play it in strongholds. You set the time limit to 30 minutes. You set the population per stronghold at 10. You put on these three skulls, the Pain Train skull, the Boom skull, which makes it to where heroes explode when they die, and then you put on the skull that makes the Spartan Slam do a little bit more damage. We've found that Rift is a very good map for this. Works very well on Rift. It kind of has a zombie vibe to it. It's very dark. There's lots of garrisons around to put troops into, and it just kind of has the zombie feel. At the start of the game, there is a brief setup period for the humans to get all the strongholds. So at the start of the game, the humans have all the strongholds, and they're defending against a zombie onslaught. There's a zombie apocalypse happening, I should say. Cough, bring back the yappening. So like most games, if you ever played football or any other sport type game, the objective is very straightforward, but there are, little rules here and there just to make sure that it's the most balanced of games. So in this game mode, the point is very straightforward. The zombies are trying to take the strongholds from the survivors. You'll also notice that since it's in strongholds, the population is going to be lower for the zombies at first, but as they start to take strongholds, the zombie apocalypse gets more hectic. It gets more crazy because they get that 10 pop every time they take a stronghold. So because of this, to kind of balance it out, each time a stronghold is lost, each member of the surviving team can make one unit. So if you lose a stronghold, you want to make a sniper or a flamethrower or a Kodiak, you can make one. And you can't have any duplicate units. So you can't make 2 Kodiaks or 3, 7 Kodiaks. It just gets too hectic at that point. Too much of a turtle. The game mode revolves around turtling, but it's not a super turtle by any means. In this case, the survivors are the hero units. You can only make your hero unit, like the Arbiter or the Honor Guard, things like that. So the survivors lose if their hero dies. So let's say you pick Decimus, you make your Warlord, you make your Decimus. Let's say, for example, your Warlord dies, you still have your Decimus, you're still in the game, but if your Decimus dies, you have no Warlord, no more Decimus, you're out of the game. At the start of the game, the survivors make just their hero. Their starting grunts, their starting infantry are fair game to use, and any unit drops that the heroes have at the beginning of the game, they can use just once. So, for example, if you're Cutter and you have ODST drop, you can drop in the ODSTs once at the start of the game to kind of help you defend at the start of the game and get a better spread of the land. Now, let's talk about the most rules in the game. The most rules in the game revolve around the zombies, what the zombies can and cannot make. So at Tech 1, the zombies can make nothing but cannon fodder. That's right, just cannon fodder. After 1 minute, so when you're at Tech 2, the zombies can make 2 Brute Riders apiece. So you can have up to 6 Brute Riders as a team at Tech 2. At Tech 3, that's when things become a lot more beneficial to the zombies. The zombies can field as follows: 1 Hunter per person, 1 Methane Wagon, 3 Brute Riders, and 1 Reaver. The Reaver is largely to detect invis units like the Honor Guard and Vortis. The Hunter is for more anti-vehicle power. Methane Wagon is for the buff and the debuff to enemies, and it kind of looks like a boomer from Left 4 Dead. Also, if there after 10 minutes are left in the game, each zombie player can field one grunt goblin, which is very useful because not only can it shoot, but it explodes with the nuclear explosion. So don't forget, when heroes die, they explode with a big nuclear explosion, fiery blaze of gloriousness. It's freaking awesome, man. Freaking awesome. So now let's talk about leader powers. So as I already said, the survivors can use the unit drops at the start of the game. You can't use the unit drops later on in the game. So I can't use ODST drop after I've already used it at the start of the game. Other than that, all other offensive powers are good, such as Enduring Salvo drop or Mac Blast, all those things, Restoration Drones. You can use them all as a survivor. However, the zombies are pretty limited in the leader powers they can use. Here are the things they can and cannot use. They cannot use Shade Drop, they cannot use the Glassing Beam, and they can also use Get Back Out There, which is the ability that gives you back your non-cannon fodder infantry once they die, so in this case the Brute Riders, and that kind of fits the zombie theme coming back from the dead, don't you think? Now let's talk about how to win the game. So if you're the survivors, winning is pretty straightforward. You just have to survive. You have to survive the whole duration of the game with your hero. So once your hero dies, you have to sell your base. If all the strongholds are destroyed, that's when things get crazy. Because once that happens, the zombies can use all of their leader powers that they couldn't use. So they can use Glassing Beam, they can use Shade Drop, and they can use Grunts from Above. Those are pretty much the rules. Like I said, it's very straightforward. The objective of the game is to defend the strongholds. And if you're on the zombie team, you're supposed to destroy the strongholds. The nitty-gritty part is making the right units at the right time. Don't be immature. I mean, you have to be mature. If you lose, you lose. Don't spam like flamethrowers, or don't just make a bunch of Kodiaks at your base. Don't, just play the game. We're limited by what 343 gives us, and we've made this game mode. So if you're going to play with people that are mature and can actually handle playing a game without getting salty and then breaking the rules. Don't break the rules. Breaking the rules aren't fun. On that note, if you want to play with us, join Noble Team's Discord. I'll put a link to it in a pinned comment in the comments section. Link to the Discord. We're going to be playing it all week and in the days and months to come. So if you want to play with us, join the Discord. Also want to give a huge, gigantic shout out to Darkest Inferno and Poison Hearted. Darkest Inferno is the one who originally came up with the concept of this game mode. It originally was in Deathmatch, I believe, and then I had the idea of switching it over to Stronghold, and then Poison had the idea of switching the Strongholds to be captured by the survivors at the start of the game instead of the Yap Yappers, and it just worked out really well. We've all really collaborated on this. We've done a lot of testing to make sure that it's the most balanced gameplay. Really appreciate the creativity in the community. I hope 343 sees this and they're like, wow, that's pretty cool. We should make it an actual game mode and like make these rules solidified. That would be awesome. So and also bring back the yappening. Please bring back the yappening. If you have any questions, suggestions, anything at all, leave it down in the comments below. I love you guys, and I hope you really enjoy this game mode. And with that, sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the video.
him.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Double kill, triple kill, overkill, extermination.